I've spoken directly with Prime Minister Modi. Work with us to fix this. We don't want to be having this fight.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made some serious accusations against India, claiming that Indian government is involved in violent crimes on Canadian soil. So on Thanksgiving, which was on Monday, Trudeau told the reporters that India had made a huge mistake by supporting these violent crimes, which include murders and extortion targeting the Canadians. The RCMP, Canada's federal police force, backed up Trudeau's claim with shocking allegations
and present evidence pertaining to agents of the Government of India's involvement in serious criminal activity here in Canada.
He explained that these agents were feeding information to criminal groups, leading to threats, extortion, and even murders, particularly targeting members of Canadian South Asian community, specifically those in pro-Khalistan movement. Now, Khalistan supporters want a separate Sikh state, with tensions over this issue have long existed between India and Sikh group that are living abroad. These revelations have escalated an already tense relationship between Canada and India. And even last year, tensions soared when Trudeau accused Indian agents of being involved in the assassination of Sikh leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Now, with these new claims, Trudeau said that India's actions violate Canada's sovereignty and are unexpected from a democracy like India. Now, in response of all these accusations, Canada expelled 6 Indian diplomats, saying that they were involved in illegal activities. After that, India quickly hit back by ordering their 6 Canadian diplomats to leave as well. Now, the Indian government denied all the accusations and said that Trudeau's claims are politically motivated. Meanwhile, the RCMP also issued a public warning explaining that violence tied to these Indian agents poses a threat to the safety of Canadians. He said that RCMP had been working with other law enforcement agencies to protect members of South Asian community, particularly those threatened by Indian government-linked groups. He also revealed that there have been more than a dozen credible threats to people in this particular community. According to him, Indian diplomats were using these official positions to gather all the information on Canadian citizens and then passing it to the criminal organizations. Now, despite attempts by Canada to work with India on this particular issue, Indian officials have not cooperated. The Canadian government presented evidence to India asking it to waive diplomatic immunity for those who were involved, but India completely refused. Now, this refusal has led to expulsion of Indian diplomats. Meanwhile, the Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly emphasized that the expulsion was necessary because the involved diplomats were tied to violent crimes. India responded by withdrawing its High Commissioner and other diplomats from Canada and hinted at taking further actions. Now, the relationship between Canada and India has been deteriorating for some time now. Following Trudeau's early accusations about Nijjar's killing, India has already demanded Canada to reduce its diplomatic presence. Now, with new accusations, the situation is even worse. Meanwhile, the United States has also been involved, having previously raised concern about Indian agents attempting to assassinate a Sikh leader in New York. India denied the involvement in the US case as well and started its own investigation. Currently, the World Sikh Organization of Canada reacted to RCMP's announcement by saying that it confirmed what Sikh have been experiencing for decades. They called for Canada to unite against India's interference. Meanwhile, political leaders in Canada are also speaking out. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh, himself a Sikh, expressed support for Trudeau's action and called for a sanction against India. He also urged for banning the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, that is RSS in Canada, an Indian right-wing group. Meanwhile, the Conservative leader criticized Trudeau, saying that the government should have done more to protect Canadians from foreign threats. Both the Canadian government and the opposition agree that any individual found guilty of involvement in these violent crimes must be prosecuted. But for now, tensions between both the countries continue to rise, and it's very unclear what steps Canada or India will take next. But we'll keep you posted, and do follow Times XP for further information.